Well, good day, tubes. How's you hanging? Pretty good here, pretty good here. Look, we finally got a nice sunny blue sky day. It has been raining here for like 4 days straight. And I was tired of the rain. But we got a nice beauty day out here, which is good. You can see some nice clouds in the background and stuff. But anyways, do you guys remember the other day when we got the 9N running here? 2N, sorry, running here. 2N, 9N, same thing. I think it is anyways. The 2N, well, we got it running. It ran great. I drove it around for like an hour. No problem. It was perfect. Stopped it here, shut it off, fired it up a few more times, and we took it up the road and down a bit again, trying all the gears out. Perfect, right? Something happened between then and when was it? That evening again, I guess it was. So after I'd finished our video that day, went in, did the editing, blah blah blah, had some dinner, blah blah blah, came out after, wouldn't start. Would not fire, nothing. I'm like, what the frickin' crap? It was running perfect. Perfectly running. And by the way, we got it stuffed in the container. I needed the push of the Mini Exo because we just could not push it because of course it wasn't running then. Just could not push it up in there. Oh, it sucked. But anyways, drove me nuts. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And wouldn't start. It did start. It was running. Okay. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna go for a little tour to see what happens. So I get down through the gates of the cemetery to the first turn and blah, like instantly just blah. I'm like, what is going on here? Wouldn't start again. Would not restart. So I manually pushed it from there up the hill in front of the garage down there and left it there for the overnight. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'll show you something else here in a second. I thought, okay, this is driving me freaking nuts. What in the crap is going on here? So I did some more. By the way, I got a spark tester here. After a while, we're going to try that out and see if we got spark at all. So what I did was took the wires that are coming off the main switch here, put new ones on, and it's kind of hard to show you that because it's kind of buried, but let's see if we can get down here. So onto, where the heck is it? There. Onto the switch. Got new wires and stuff going to that little resistor plate. So all that was good. And I ran a new wire, bypassed the wire that's going to the coil, just in case there was an issue with that. And that was, where the heck did that go now? That's the snare one. Kind of goes through here, yeah. Yeah, I got it tucked up out of the way here. So this one also had a little joiner guy into it too. You can see that little joiner thing right there. Let's zoom you in on that. One of them crappy little things, right? So I'm like, oh, I don't like that. So I made a new coil wire, just kind of ran it down, bang bang onto the coil. And oh, little turd didn't shut it off. He went the wrong way. Dylan the other day said, turn the fuel off, will you? Yeah, okay. He just, that's all he did. Anyways, he doesn't know. So anyways, it's all right. So I ran a new coil wire and that's when it started up, ran good. And I'm like, okay, let's go try that out. Maybe that's all it was. Sure a frickin' enough, I get down there and it quits again. So that's a little frustrating. So I didn't kind of leave a whole pile of room to get through there, I guess, did I? Wanted a little bit more room than that, but that's okay. We can go around this way maybe and climb over wheels. Climb over wheels. So I want to see, yeah, it's still on the coil there. So that's good. So I think I found another thing that was interesting too. When I was down trying to troubleshoot, stuck on the side there, the coil plug wire, sorry. These, I believe, are original plug wires too, which is probably not a good thing. That one on the bottom there wasn't even plugged in. It was like sitting there floating. Now I got it a little better now, but it's still not tremendous. So I have ordered a bunch of new parts. I've ordered new plug wires. This is all from Steiner tractor. I like using them, even though it's in the States and it cost me a lot of money. I ordered new plug wires because I can't seem to find them here. And I'll show you why I think these are originals in a second. I got a new cap for it. I can show you that. I got that actually at TSE. It was like really cheap. Hopefully it's not really cheap. From Steiner, so what are we doing here? From Steiner I got coil coming, 12 volt. So like this, I don't know if this one's a 6 volt even. It could be someone has sort of changed this and they didn't bother putting on the 12 volt coil. But you can get the coil that's internally resisted 12 volts. So it actually, you shouldn't need that resistor plate really at all. But I ordered a new one of those too. I'm going to leave it as that, and then, you know, I could probably run right from the 12 volt right to the coil, I would say, through the switch. I think that should work. But I'm still going to hook it up with that resistor plate anyways. Just, you know, you shouldn't need it without that internally resisted coil. So I ordered a new coil, new wires, got a rotor cap for it, or a distributor cap for it. I got a set of points coming for it. Points and condenser, we'll say, are the two. And what else did I get for it? All the ignition parts. Basically, it's all the parts that are inside this lovely to get out mechanism there, right here. So I want to see if I can get that out of there, except that looks like it's going to be a real nuisance to get this thing out of here, especially with this great big huge, well, it might come out the front corner here, but probably not with this alternator on here. She may have to come off. But I would kind of imagine I've probably got either coil problems in there, or points probably too, would be not in great shape. Plus the rotor is probably all gummed up with stuff and it's not getting a good spark out to the plugs, right? So I'm just going to replace all that stuff without even really testing it, because you know what? It's probably not been done for like ever. So we're just going to do it. So it's on its way. Trouble is, Steiner tractor is probably going to be a while to get here. So I want to see if I can get this apart. But before we do that, let's test for sparking. Look how close that is, eh? Whew. Wow. But I can tell you these are probably original plugs, or sorry, wires, spark plug wires, because all the new ones, oh, that's good for the brand new light. All these new ones are, of course it's better from the other side. All the new ones are a 90 degree and these are a straight on one. So to me, I'm thinking that these are probably originals. I'm thinking that's an original plug boot, but I don't know. I feel a little crunchy feeling too, and that's not probably too good. So let's give this guy a shot here. What we got to do is put this guy in the spark plug boot there, and that guy goes on the spark plug. So I'm gonna have to get over there somehow. So before we do that, something else I wanted to show you. I guess where this thing's been sitting, that calcium has got real cold and it's made in here where it's kind of humid condense onto these tires here, so you can actually see kind of where the level is of this fluid. And that one really doesn't have any in it. See the wetness? And it's not hopefully the stuff leaking out, it's actually just condensation. So it's not as much in these as I kind of thought, unless it's all warmed up here. But the best way to test that is to get her on a flat spot. Make sure there's air pressure in there, of course, which these are actually coming down a little bit. Get her on a flat spot, get the valve stem up high, even though these ones are going in the inside, and open it up a little bit there. Just the little Schrader valve, don't take it right out because it'll just go instantly pretty much. Just let her come out until she leaks. You'll hear that psst, and just roll her back until she starts, then you know where your level is. So that one doesn't look like it's got much in it, so that's good. It's almost like they didn't bother refilling it maybe or something when they serviced the tire. But that one here is not quite halfway full, but anyways, let's get a tripod. We'll see if we can see if there's any spark in this thing. Okay, so even that was a chore to get that on there. So we got it. I think it's all right. It didn't seem to go on the plug too well, but I think we should be all right there. So we'll try to get you in the best spot we can. And we'll see if we got any blue sparkage. They want you to have blue spark is good. If it starts going yellow, which is going to be hard to tell with this because I think it's only one light, but if you test it the other way and you have blue spark, they say that's good coil. If you got yellow, they say that's bad coil or going bad coil. So turn it on. Some crank in here. Nothing. Not a nothing. So I think we got some problems. Fun, yay! Coil and points. Gotta love that problem. Oh, man. Alright, I guess I'll take this cobbled mess off of here. I mean, it is solid. Whoever put it together did actually not too bad at it, but boy, it looks like, quick, get her done! Kind of a situation here, but I think we'll try to get her off of here though. And but it did seem to work, this thing. It did seem to throw out some power. It was charging, but boy, that's quite a worn off nut. Holy! Now it's on the floor. Okay, we got her loose. Now what'd they do down here, bud? Wow, doesn't leave you a whole lot of adjustment on this thing. But all kinds of different sizes and stuff. Gotta love it. Now, if I can get in here. Okay, that should get that free, and then this is gonna have to come off up here. I think that's another 9/16 there, so I'll grab a wrench. Might be better now with a 1/4 inch, 9/16. Ooh, mine go that big. Come on, really? What do I get? Looks like I'm going 3/8. So 3/8 it is, and problem is this extension is probably too long. Yeah. What's the paint? Jeez, bud. Smart person probably would have turned this wheel a bit to get this thing out of your way here, but then the wheel would be in the way. So probably should replace the pulley on this alternator too, because it's too small. It's like a 1/2 inch belt, and this is like a big, I don't know, bigger one. Seems like a lot bigger pulleys on the rest of the system here. Okay, I think we almost won. Feels like there's about 15 nuts in behind this thing too. Yeah, they just liked using their extra nuts. Well, I guess that worked. Okay, gotta get this guy off of here now too. What the heck size is that out? Like 1/2 inch? Okay. That's your adjuster there. Leave that right where they had her. But I must say, you know, they didn't do too bad. Manufacturing, whatever you call this. Now I should have left that thing off, I guess. Oh boy, if it's not one thing, it's 50. Let's just leave this guy off for a minute. Okay. There we go. Oh boy, is that never grooved in. That belt probably would never come off. All right. Charging device removed. And the belt can probably mostly stay there. We'll get us a little bit more light around here. And see if we can get you guys in a little better spot here, maybe. All right, I think that's about the closest I can get you in here. We got to get this coil wire here off again, and it's kind of hard when I'm behind the light kind of thing here, but so yes, a brand new wire down to the coil here, and it's still acted up. Which leads me to think that there's either a problem right at that switch. So I might get a new keyed switch for that thing too, up at the dash there. It's either a problem there, problem somewhere in that resistor block thing. It's probably fried this coil, if it's only a 6 volt, would be my thought. Come on, get off my finger now. It's probably fried the coil, and it's also probably fried the points because it's poured too much power through it, right? So, first of all, we need to get this, they call a bail wire, off the coil here. And that should pop right out of there, out of the way. There. Didn't seem like it fit on there very nice. And of course there's no gasket under there. That's your problem. Oh, there's lots of other problems here too, okay. We'll look at that when we get her inside on the bench here. And now you gotta get your plug wires off. Try to remember which one went where. I should probably mark it on them. I believe the firing order is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was in number 1. Number 1. That one wasn't on very well either. Wow. 2, and they don't look bad in there, but they don't look great either. So. And 3, I believe is the top one here. I'm gonna grab the light though, and just get blinded for a second here. Yeah, that's 3. Get in here and draw a 3. And 4. Pull these guys off too here. Oh, they're hardly on at all. That's just probably the problem right there. Although I think there's a culmination of problems here. First of all, it's like 70 years old. And second of all, it's not looking good in there as I can see so far. Someone didn't run a condenser wire right, so someone's been in here in the past. Come on, light. How about we just put you there? Well, that's not good. We need better light. Anyways, I got two. That's not good for you guys now. Oh my goodness. I got two 1/2-inch bolts. Take out down here. There's one here you can't really see. One on the other side. So we'll pop those out. Nope, not getting in there with that. Let's try 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Nope, wrenches only. Wrenches only. Okay. Guess we're doing wrenching. So, apparently taking this off here, you really can't put it out of time. That's what my kind of worry was. But apparently it really only goes back together one way. You guys really can't see in there at all, can you? That sucks, I'm sorry. Not much I can really do. Okay, leave that one there for now. I'll go get the other side off. Okay, I think we're almost good here. Shame on Mr. Ford for putting a distributor on the front of an engine. Sorry for the wobble there. I just got you bang right in here. Shame you, Mr. Ford. You made that real difficult. Okay, so we got the whole thing off of here. And yeah, you can sort of see that's the front of the camshaft there apparently. And it's kind of hard to see, but very dirty in there too. I don't like that. I have to get that all cleaned up. It comes all with those new gaskets and everything. Looks like it's been leaking out of there for a while. If I can get my light out again here, you can see the camshaft in there. I'll see if I can get it zoomed in a bit better for you. You can see that groove in it there. And it's apparently offset, so it's really hard to get that thing in wrong. Although, it doesn't look very good in there, does it? Oh, geez. That's not good. But I see a little problem there. And let me look at this distributor. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any gasket on it. We'll check that out when we get inside here, though. See the little... It's so bright there, it's hard to show you. There's a little... Let me turn the light down a bit, baby. There's a little drain hole right there, I believe, that drains back into the crankcase there. It's probably all bunged up with crap, no doubt. So that whole surface will need cleaning. And probably sand that face off there so when we put her back together, she should be good. Well, let's go inside and have a look at this thing. Alright, we got her in here on the bench. I'll just throw a somewhat clean towel down there. This is going to need a lot of cleaning up. This thing is really dirty. So yeah, this is the, you can kind of see how it's a little offset there. It kind of looks like it's been chewed up maybe a little bit, so that's not good. Let's pull this coil off of here again. And what I can see already is this contact here isn't great. And well, it's not too bad on there. But none of these coils are marked what it is. 6 volt, 12 volt, they don't tell you. So it's like, oh, really, bud? But this is part of the electric stuff that I wanted to do with this thing anyhow. So we'll pop off the distributor cap here. It's pretty darn dirty, isn't it? Wow. I wish someone would have left me a little note in here. Last service 1912. So that's not super great looking in there. These contacts are pretty dirty. I just want to take a picture of this thing just in case. I'm pretty sure these things, oh wow, pretty sure these things only go on one way as well. There's like a lobe, so you can't really mess that. I can't put it on over here and make the timing go out of whack, but that contact there, let's see if I can get you zoomed in, isn't tremendously clean. It's not the greatest looking. This is pretty dirty in here. Those points aren't too well lined up. And I like to measure those too and see what the gap is on them. I bet you they're miles off. Well, let me go down and get my measuring dewies. Okay, I'm going to try to get you zoomed in real good on this. So because this is a 4-cylinder, there's 4 lobes on this thing. So when you turn, you got you zoomed in too much. When it turns, it's those lobes and see boom, 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 boom. So we want to try to measure it on this open spot there, and it's supposed to be 15 thou. So I've got my little measuring guys here, and I've got 2 of them. One is a 0.006 and a 0.008, should be 15. At the end of the day, and that seems a bit tight to me. Like a lot too tight. Way too tight. I don't know if you could see that as we went in there, but we can't even get that in, can we? So there's part of the problem there, probably. 008, will that even fit? That doesn't even fit. What about the 6? Boy, the 6 is snug. Now let's just make sure. Boy, I hope those lobes aren't wore out. Because to me, from the naked eye, it kind of looked like one opened more than the rest of them. No, that's not good. That is not good. So to adjust them, you need a screwdriver and a straight screwdriver. And there's an adjustment. You gotta unloosen these guys though here. You gotta get these loose here. That's your main hold downs. And then this thing here, this adjuster here, is on a lobe as well. So you go to the right. Should open them up. Still seems a bit stiff there. There we go. So you can see how those move now, right? That's how you adjust your gap. So there's like a huge gap. There's like no gap, so you'd have to adjust accordingly. And what you're supposed to do is adjust till you get that 15 16 thou. That's too big. That seems good there. So now you would have to tighten up these screws again and then check your adjustment again there. And you know what? I bet you this thing would run now because that was probably grounding out. But that also might have fried the coil maybe. I don't know. Okay, so we crank that on a bit. Let's check this gap again here. Yeah, that's pretty good there. That feels nice. But anyways, I got new parts coming. Anyway, so it's not going to really matter, but there's a copper strip though that comes from here, from the condenser over, runs down, and then, you know, bang bang, away she goes, right? So we need to do that. Now there's a screw on the side here I really don't want to mess with. And that's this one here, because this will actually change your timing. It changes where the plate mounts on the inside here, and if you mess that up, you're gonna, oh boy, a lot of freaking around to get that fixed. So I don't really want to do anything with that, although I'd like to get this thing apart and give it a good cleaning whenever my parts get here. The parts are probably about a week out. Now with this coronavirus thing, they're gonna probably be a little longer. But anyways, we'll get this guy all cleaned up because that's pretty grimy in there. But let's spin this around. We'll check our gap again here, another lobe. I can get her in there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That one's a little bit bigger. Perfect, I got those set bang on right there. I'd like to throw back in and try it, but come on, you dink, get in there. Perfect, that's actually bang right on there. So yeah, we'll wait until the new parts come, but you know, there's a dirty connection there. There's a couple dirty connections that are going out to these plugs here. I'll show you the new cap here though, we got a new cap for it. And the cap actually was cheap at TSC. It almost floored me. It was $18.38. So, well, there's what the new one looks like. Look how shiny those pins are. Comparing pins here, you know. Let's get them down on the bench here. We'll compare. So there's that pin in the middle. And that goes up to this pin here onto the top of the coil, right there. Sorry. So this one's already quite a bit cleaner. And that one's quite a bit cleaner. It's actually shiny. And then look at these pins in here. These are the ones that are going out to sparky plugs. And then there's your problem. It's probably not getting any spark through this crap. This actually looks like it's had some oil kind of slung around. There's part of your problem, so we're losing voltage there, that's for sure. Oh no! This new one didn't come with. Maybe it's wrapped up in here. Oh no! Huh? Didn't come with a new gasket. Well, that's not so good. There's a cork gasket in this one here that for some reason it didn't come with. I don't know why. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up because I think there should be one. Nope, TSC didn't show it, so well, that's interesting. We got the 1, 3, 2, and 4. Good, still the same firing order, but no, they don't they don't show that gasket. So how the friggin' crap is that supposed to be good? I would think you'd need a gasket for that, would you not? Seems like a tighter fit on this one too. That one fits right on nice. Oh, come on, guys, really? I think it'll be alright. Yeah, it's on anyways. Wow, that's surprising that they don't include gasket with that. I'm kind of, wow. Cheapers! Cheapers! Okay, that puts a little bit of a riff in the raft here. Let's not wreck this one too badly, but it's probably going to get wrecked. Saved her. Saved her. We'll have to use her again, I guess. Cheap, aren't they? That should have had a gasket in it. There she does now. Fixed. Wow. Unless someone's stolen it out of this package in the store, because these things, you just open them up and away you go with them, right? There's no, you know, they're not really sealed shut. But anyways, $22.97. I got a deal out there, so that's awesome. But anyways, we're waiting for parts. And we'll change these points over and probably get this thing all apart too and give her a good cleaning out. I'm thinking that she's going to probably need it. So to get this out, there's a wire. I gotta get their points out first. We'll take all that out. There's a wire spring clamp guy in here that holds this plate in, and that comes out. And you're supposed to oil these bushings in here and check them for wear too. And I wouldn't mind getting that cleaned right out. I'll get it right into the probably not ultrasonic cleaner. I'll probably just take it to my parts washer and get her nice and clean. Get the degreaser out of her, and then the new parts come with that gasket there, so we'll have to get that surface all cleaned up and the tractor's all cleaned up. So there's your problem, I would say. There's probably a many problems going on here. But anyways, there we go. Sweet. Anyways, that's it for today as far as I can go until I get parts for that thing. And like I say, probably another 7 to 10 odd days, business days. Shipping from Steiner is really expensive, really expensive. You can do it 3 to 5 days. It was about, for those parts, for what I explained, for those parts of the plug wire, all the ignition kind of parts there, they wanted $80. $80 to ship it with for 3 to 5 business days, or 7 to 10, I think they called it, was like 48. It was ridiculous. It was really expensive. Is that right? Actually, you know what? I can look that up. I might be wrong, but I know their shipping is, wow, it's expensive. Hang on. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, get back here. Okay, so for the plug wires, the tune-up ignition kit, and I got an oil filter for that thing. 7 to 10 business days was $43.02. Holy crap. That seems like a lot for a little wee box that's coming, but you know, that's the way things are now. So, but anyways, yeah, I think the Ford or something was like 60 something to ship it. I'm like, holy crap, and that's US. So to me, that's like another 20 bucks on top of that. Freaking expensive. And there's nowhere here to get parts for that stuff. I got the thing, well, there's some stuff at TSC, but holy cow, you go to buy a set of points there, I think they were 50 odd bucks and like 23 on Steiner. So I mean, so yeah, the parts are a bit cheaper, but then you convert it and then you get the shipping on there and then taxes and then import charges. Oh my gosh, by the time you get it, you might as well just go to the TSC. But anyways, so the stuff's coming. We'll slap her together. And can you guys let me know, any ones that know about these things, wiring these up, if I use this 12 volt internally resisted coil that I got coming, do I need to run that through a resistor block as well, or can I just hook that like right up to the key kind of thing and away we go? Let me know. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you all later. And somebody's on fire. That sounds like a fire truck. that's definitely a fire truck. Guaranteed they're heading north. They are heading north. There they go. Anyways, we'll catch you all later. Thanks again for watching, and let me know on that coil. You guys have a good day.